And many of our kids are dying right now for somebody just to care about them. They're dying right now for somebody just to have what? A conversation with them. But many times we don't have what? The time. And we don't take the time. We don't take the time until something what? Happens. We have to be proactive rather than reactive. Even the research out there talks about why build relationships. We build relationships for a number of reasons. To create what? A dialogue with our kids. We've got to talk with the kids constantly. Connect students with what? A caring adult. You got to be that person that they know that cares about them. That can stop a lot of things. Establish a supportive relationship for students. Kids need somebody that they can count on every single day. Many of our kids are going through issues right now that some of us couldn't survive in if we had to go through it. And they need us terribly. Help students identify needs and concerns of students. Now, in building relationships, one of the things I always said is, I will come back to this, developing relationships, one of the things I said, how do we build relationships? First of all, we talk with students. That's number one. We have to have a conversation. As a principal, I found it necessary every single day to be in the hallway. When bus duty started, I was outside. When the bell sounded, I was outside. That way I could talk to kids. I can find out what's going on. Not only did I talk to kids, I was what? Visible. When you're visible, a lot of things won't happen in your school. Being proactive. If you're approachable, and if you're also available, you've got to make yourself visible, approachable, and available to these kids. Now, when I work with my gang kids, I took them places that they'd never gone before in their life. The first outing was a Russian ballet. Now, how many of you would take a group of gang kids to a Russian ballet? And everybody said I was what? Crazy. But you know something? I established a relationship with those kids so great until they would not do anything to embarrass me or hurt me. And they told me why. And it was very simple. They said, Mr. Ramsey, you've done something to us and for us that no one else has done. And I said, what's that? You love us. You care about us. Not only do you say it, you show it. And when your suspension rate can come from 900 to 81, there's some things changing in a school district and in a particular school. But you have to have a personal relationship with kids. We've got to spend the time to do more talking and less directing, less punishing, and do more talking. Now, there are people in your school of where you work, who have bad attitudes. Would you agree with that? There are some people who have bad attitudes. And I tell people this. I know that all of us have difficult times from time to time. And I tell people every day you come to work, you ought to come to work with a smile on your face. First of all, be happy you got a job. Secondly, knowing that you can impact students. And this is what I tell students, teachers, to make sure they can come to school every day with a smile on their face. You do this. I know that sometimes the night before, maybe your wife didn't treat you right. I understand that. And maybe your husband didn't treat you right. I understand that too. But most times, even your own children are not acting normal at home. Then you better come there with some more kids. And you're about to lose your mind before you get to work. But this is what you do. When you drive up into that school and you have one of those nights before, when you drive up and turn your car off, don't get out. Just sit there and take all those negative vibes off your shoulder and out of your heart. When you think you got them all out of your system, hold on to the car handle, the handle of the car very firmly. Open the door quickly and close it. Boom! Now, if you think any of those negative vibes got out with you, get back in. Now, some of y'all gonna have to come to work early. But y'all gonna be in and out, in and out. But I want you to understand something. How your attitude affects the students. The students that you are encountering know when you come to work with a bad attitude, know when you're not feeling good, because they see it on your face. even in the colleges and universities. And when I say this, and I've said this to a lot of colleges, what we've got to do to prevent some of this, some of us have to come out of our ivory tower offices, and we got to walk around. We've got to touch bases with these students. Some kids at university don't even know who the president is, don't know how he look, don't know who the dean of education is, because they stay where? In one spot. I take the time to listen to students, because I had an experience in my life in 1992 that I'll never forget. It changed my life. It changed how I looked at what I was doing. I had a young lady come to me. She was in the 8th grade, honor student. And she said, Mr. Ramsey, I need to talk to you. I said, what is it, sweetheart? She said, I need you to talk to my mama. I said, about what? Well, my mama's involved in a relationship that I don't think is good for her, and I want you to tell her to get out. I said, no, sweetheart, I can't do that. She said, but you don't understand. I said, no, don't talk to me about that moment. Go on, I don't want to hear it. The next day, about 2:30 in the afternoon, a police officer came to the school. And he said, I need to talk to you about something. Always in a hurry as a principal. I said, I don't have time. I've got to go to bus duty. He said, it's important. I said, what is it about? He said, one of your students. I said, oh, you got 5 minutes. I started walking to my office, and I said, now, you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Always what? In a hurry. And he told me this, do you know such and such? I said, yeah, that's one of my best students. He said, she's dead. I said, dead? He said, she hung herself. And she left a message. And the message read, no one has to listen to me now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not gotten over that yet, since 1992. And when I talk to educators throughout this country, and I always tell them this, there's nothing more important than your kids in your school. Nothing. Not your work, not your paperwork, not your meetings. There's nothing more important than your kids. We have to be proactive, not reactive. What's important to a kid is important to them. And we need to keep that in mind. If it's important to them, we need to take advantage of it and listen to them. Because you never know what might happen.